It is the SMT Media Network. In today's video, we're going to discuss the Lakers versus Miami Heat, an NBA topic here. We're following the Lakers closely, and they pulled out a good, solid win against the Miami Heat. They beat them 117 to 108, and really, I think what the Lakers did was they put together a very clean game. A nice job by the Lakers to kind of correct some of the problems that they had in their previous outing. Let's discuss how the game went, how the Lakers got their win, and then we'll take a look at their up-and-coming schedule and what things kind of look like for the team in the near-term future. All right, so let's start first with the Heat. How did the Heat play? The Heat did not play very good. The Heat, for what it's worth, they're without their best player, in my opinion. Sometimes I guess, some people will spin it off like, they're a team by committee and they don't need their best player, star player, if they're not going to be all in, right? So you've got Jimmy Butler away from the team, and the Heat are kind of, playing with the absence of a very, very good player. He's an all-star caliber player, and you just can't replace him on all levels, right? So that's a big missing piece. But stepping up in his absence, in his suspension from the team, you got 34 out of Tyler Hero, who's a pretty, when he gets hot, man, he's a pretty impressive shooter. But you only got 10 points out of Bam, right? And, he's the type of player that you really do need to be more impactful than that. So Bam getting you 10, 3 turnovers, got you a steal, got you 5 assists. He didn't score a lot, but he was still a very productive player. Just his game all around and his impact. It's not just points, but you look for more from the offensive, throughput side. Jaime Jaquez got you 11. I would say, relatively speaking, I think the Heat probably lost because of the turnovers. Like, I think that was an important part of what this game kind of showed us. They had 19. And the Lakers were very different, right? The Lakers, I think, had like 6 turnovers as a team. So they did a really good job of taking care of the ball. And the Heat just didn't, and salute to the Lakers for forcing the turnovers. I see a lot of steals, right? Austin Reeves got a few steals, Christie a couple, LeBron had a couple steals, Rui had one, Anthony Davis had a couple. To throw on a couple of blocks. So the Lakers seemed pretty active on defense. All right. And to kind of discuss what we saw from the Lakers, Anthony Davis 22, Rui 23. That's huge, right? Anytime Rui's getting you 20 plus points, I mean, that's good. That's a good outcome. Bron got you 22, Austin Reeves 14, Max Christie 16. And then you finally got something off the bench from Gabe Vincent, got you 14 points. Now from the shooting splits, Anthony Davis was 10 of 21, which is solid. Rui 9 of 15, solid. LeBron 9 of 15, solid. Max Christie 6 of 12, solid. And then 3-point shooting, they did a decent job tonight. LeBron 3 of 6. That's probably a good level. I like to see it when LeBron isn't taking a bunch of threes if he's missing them. If they're open looks and they're in the flow of the game, I have no problem with players taking threes, as long as that's a good shot for them. So 3 of 6, and then Rui 2 of 5. That's definitely an acceptable clip. All right, so nice job by the Lakers to kind of play a clean game, and then to kind of, round it all in here with the actual game. The Lakers were the better team from a total, or I should say from an offensive rebounding standpoint. They were +3 in offensive rebounds created, compared to the Heat. So they were getting their second chance opportunities, and points in the paint. The Lakers lived there. They got 60 points in the paint. The Heat only got 36. So the shots, if you look at where they were getting them, kind of indicates that the Lakers are doing a nice job in getting good looks. The Heat actually shot a good percentage. They just didn't get as many possessions because of the turnovers. I should say there were a lot of wasted possessions. So the assists, 33 for the Lakers, that's a pretty nice total for them. Moving the ball around a little bit, right? That's a good quality win for the Lakers. And I think what we also have to look at is when we look at things like I would say like the future, like in the upcoming schedule for the Lakers. All right, so let's take a look at that. The Lakers have recent wins against the Blazers and the Hawks, losses to the Rockets, Mavericks, and lost to the Spurs, and now a win against the Heat. So it's kind of been, I guess, a mixed bag for the Lakers recently. You got a game against the Nets. They're hosting them. That's very, very winnable. They're at the LA Clippers. That's going to be a tougher game, right? That's a better team than like the Nets, right? But they can also get a win against the Wizards. The Celtics are going to be a tough out, but they will be hosting them. And then to round out January, you got an away game at Golden State, and then you have an away game against the Hornets, and then you're away at the Sixers and away at the Wizards, and that kind of rounds out January for the Lakers. So the Lakers, this is the type of swing where they can get some wins, right? I see a handful of very winnable games for them. So if they're going to kind of show some improvements and get some wins in the win column, now is a chance to do it, because there's definitely winnable games against the Wizards, who are like one of the worst teams in the East, one of the worst teams in the league from a record standpoint. And then the Hornets, kind of same thing. The Sixers, who knows if Embiid is even going to play. The Lakers, for the most part, have been pretty healthy this year. Guys have been available. LeBron hasn't missed that many games, and AD has played most games. I think he's only missed one or two. So this team has been generally pretty healthy. They haven't really shown the ability to beat good teams. There's a couple good teams in this schedule for them where I think those wins would be huge. Like, imagine if they were to beat the Celtics and then beat the teams they're supposed to. They might rip off a handful of games. Are they capable of that? I don't know. But I can tell you, when you look at the last game for the Lakers, and I'm talking about the one before the Heat, all right, so the game against the Spurs, like LeBron had 7 turnovers, folks. He only had 2 in the game against the Heat. So he's got to play cleaner games, give a little bit more effort on the defensive end. That would be a huge upgrade for this team. And I think it's important for the Lakers to do well for the sake of JJ Redick, who right now, up to this point, doesn't really seem like he's doing a decent job as a coach. I would say that they've regressed since he's moved into that position. They have not gotten better during any stretches of the season. Here's an opportunity to get some solid wins. They can rally behind their cause and, get their star players to kind of put together some good games. I think for LeBron, it's cleaning up the turnovers. It's giving a little bit more effort defensively consistently. And, I think the rest of the guys kind of go in line, right? They see him play harder, and, that could inspire them. And we know at this part of his career, he's older or whatever. But if you're on the floor, you need to play both sides of the ball. Otherwise, that is going to reverberate throughout the entire team. 4 out of 5 guys have to play defense, but 1 doesn't. That's not how team sports work. There's accountability. There's responsibility. There's leadership. You have to show it. All right, so we'll see what happens. We'll watch the up-and-coming games. We'll see how the Lakers perform. Nice game from LeBron. Nice game by the Lakers to beat a gritty, tough Miami Heat team, outscoring them by, I believe, 21 points in the second half, after being outscored by the Miami Heat by 12 points in the first half. Solid win. Let's see what happens with the Lakers in the up-and-coming stretch. We'll see if they can get some good wins and improve their record as they kind of move into this stretch of the season, moving into the All-Star game.